we have x squared here, x cubed here, and x here, and we have all these as the sides of a right angle triangle. Hi there, this is Daily Mathematics, and today we have a very interesting question here to solve. And we have a question here to solve, and we are asked to find x in this question. Now, what does the question say? We have three sides of a right angle triangle, and the question is asking us to find each of the sides. Now, how do we do it? First of all, when we're dealing with a right angle triangle and we are asked to find the sides, we are dealing with Pythagoras theorem. We're going to use a Pythagoras theorem, a rule known as Pythagoras theorem or rule, which is known as what? As the hypotenuse squared equals the opposite squared plus the adjacent squared. Hypotenuse squared equals opposite squared plus adjacent squared. Now, what's the hypotenuse squared? That's the longest part of the triangle. So solution, let's begin. So we have our hypotenuse squared as x cubed. So hypotenuse squared will be x cubed and squared equals opposite. Opposite is the side facing this angle. This is the opposite. Opposite is our x squared and squared plus adjacent, whereas our adjacent is the this part of the triangle, and our adjacent is x and then squared. Now, how do we go about this? Now, remember the rule of exponents that says when we have a raised to the power of m raised to the power of n, it can also be equal to a raised to the power of n raised to the power of m. We can interchange the powers. Anyone can be written first. So from here we can have x raised to the power of 2 raised to the power of 3 equals x raised to the power of 2 raised to the power of 2 plus x raised to the power of 2. So from here, what can we see? What can we denote, or what can we see? From here we can see that let x raised to the power of 2, that's x squared, equals any letter of our choice. We can put it as a, term it as a. So from here we have x squared as a, and then we have cube equals x squared also a squared plus x squared as a. All right, so from here, what do? We bring everything to this side. We have a cube equals a squared or plus a, yes, it's still the same. So we have a cube now minus a squared minus a equals 0. And then from here we are now deriving something. So from here, what do? We can see a, which is common, so we'll have a bracket a squared minus a minus 1 equals 0. Now, what are we doing here? We are making it possible with factorized. We just factorize here, and so from here, what do we see? A will equal 0 and a squared minus a minus 1 will equal 0. So this will equal 0. We equate each of these to 0, and so from here, what do we have here? From here we can bring out an equation. So let's have it here. We have a squared minus a minus 1 equals 0. So from here we already have a quadratic equation. So from here, what do? So from here we have a squared minus a minus 1. We use our quadratic formula, which says a equals minus b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Now the a that can be found here is not actually this a is what we are trying to get the value of the a written here. So from here we have abc normally to be, we have a to be 1, b to be minus 1, and c also to be minus 1. So when we say a equals minus b, so that will be minus 1 plus or minus square root b squared, that's minus 1 squared minus 4 multiplied by a is 1, multiplied by c, which is minus 1, over, and then we have 2a, that's 2 multiplied by 1. So from here, what can we see? You can see minus multiplied by minus, as plus, that's we have 1 plus or minus square root, that's minus 1 squared will give us 1, and then minus 4 multiplied by 1 multiplied by minus 1 will give us plus 4, then over 2 multiplied by 1 will give us 2. And so from here, what do we have? From here we have 1 plus or minus square root of 5 over 2. So this will be our answer. So what are the values of E? We have E1 to be 1 plus root 5 over 2, and then we have E2 to be 1 minus root 5 over 2. Both of them coming from this solution, from this answer. Now actually this is our second. This should be E2, and then this should be E3, because we have actually found our E1 here. This is be E1, and so from here, what do we do? Remember, recall, here we said let x squared equals E. So we'll bring that again. X squared equals E, and for the first value of E we had E1 equals 0. So if x squared equals E, that means x squared equals 0, and definitely x equals 0. Now how about for the second and third value of E? So for E2, for this part, we have x squared equals 0, x squared equals E, that's x squared equals 1 plus root 5 over 2. Then when we square root both sides, square cancel square root, x will be equal to square root of 1 plus root 5 over 2. And then for this part, if x squared equals E, we also have x squared equals 1 minus root 5 over 2. And then we also square root both sides, square cancel square root, x equals square root of 1 minus root 5 over 2. So these are all the solutions. We have this one here, we have this one here, we have this one here. Please, we have come to the end of this equation. Please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to leave your genuine thoughts about this video. Thank you very much.